So yesterday we got an announcement from Nintendo for something big. It feels like it's been nearly 2 years since we got something Kirby related, and actually it nearly has been 2 years because Kirby Return to Dream Land Deluxe released that long ago, and wow, this whole year has been quite a Kirby drought. It's crazy to see how we got all kinds of Kirby stuff with Kirby the Forgotten Land, Kirby Dream Buffet, and then of course Kirby Return to Dream Land Deluxe. I don't know what's going on. Where's the Kirby? Maybe they're waiting for, to make a Kirby game for Nintendo's next console or whatever that happens, but we finally got something Kirby related. Now, it isn't anything insane, but what it's on, a lot of people think is insane. Get it, N for Nintendo, insane. Anyways, Nintendo released a music app for Nintendo Switch Online members the other day, and it got people going crazy because finally Nintendo is acknowledging their OSTs. People absolutely adore Nintendo's music. Now, of course, there are soundtracks out there, but they're pretty hard to come by. I do kind of think that the soundtracks are probably going to get more expensive now. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that because I don't know, YouTubers always make videos about things when it happens, but honestly, yeah, there has been OSTs out there, but they're really few and far between. A lot of companies like to do those sound selection kind of bull crap, but Nintendo does, with Kirby Return Dreamland, or excuse me, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, there is a really nice, just insane sound, just treasure trove of CDs and whatnot. A lot of people are in the vinyl scene. Maybe Nintendo will release vinyls and stuff, more physical games. But anyways, we got a music app from Nintendo, and there's 2 Kirby games included in there. Now they do say they're going to be dropping in more. They do have Kirby's first title, of course, Kirby Dream Land. And then also, they have not Kirby's most recent, but Kirby Star Allies, the first game that was on the Switch. I think Kirby Star Allies is a pretty underrated game. A lot of people give it crap because, it's not 60 FPS, it's only 30 FPS. There's a lot of games in the Switch with 30 FPS. A lot of people were defending Thousand Year Door for having, only 30 FPS compared to the GameCube original had 60 FPS. And it's like, Kirby Star Allies, that's a brand new game. Honestly, that there should be, not only was it an earlier Switch title, but it's also a brand new game. And that game honestly just looks phenomenal. Now, it is a little rough between screen transitions, but I have to say that freaking cel-shaded style, it was one of my favorite Kirby games. Like, I had just all sorts of fun. I know a lot of people say they didn't like it. I definitely was indifferent. I loved that game, so it's really awesome because Kirby Star Allies has some absolute bangers in its OST. Like, wow, sure, of course they do reuse a lot of music, but like Kirby Star Allies is a swan song for the Kirby series. Like, there is just all sorts of Kirby games up to date that are in there, like except for, of course, Forgotten Land, the newer titles, because this is a 2018 title. But like, wow, it is insane. Of course, Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, there is some great titles in there, being the original. There's classics in there like Green Greens and Castle Lolo, which I feel like honestly that wasn't included enough. Like, it's weird because I think the original version just isn't out there enough, so it is nice to see that out there. But that aside, though, Nintendo's music app really is interesting. Something that people didn't really talk about. I'm going to say particularly Spawn Wave, because a lot of people are talking about it on like Twitter and stuff like that. But Tomodachi Collection, that is a weird name, I'll say, because it sounds like like Tomodachi Collection, like wait, we're having all the Tomodachi games there. No, and actually it's like a fan translated name, so like the Tomodachi game that came before Tomodachi Life on the DS, which had a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, it looks like you could have divorces and stuff like that, which I'm pretty sure wasn't the case in Tomodachi Life. It's odd because this game was never translated, hence how I was saying it's like a fan title. It's on an app for everyone, so it's like, is this going to allude to us getting this game translated? Maybe, because a lot of people were talking about Tomodachi Life happening, so it's like on the Switch, or people want it to happen, I should say, along with the really good meme maker from Miitopia, which literally makes it into Photoshop. Like, holy cow, it's literally like Photoshop. Like, I can't believe how great that is. But it's just odd because, like, out of all those games, this is the only one that has never been released outside of Japan, and they're including it in this, so it's almost like Nintendo's trying to hype people up. I don't know, it's really strange. Now, of course, there's not every Nintendo game on here. What they're doing is a drip feed system, just like Nintendo Switch Online, which I have to say, frankly, I'm not huge on the drip feed system. Like, I do understand the ideology, but it's like Nintendo has ripped away so many digital libraries from us. The Wii, the Wii U, 3DS, the Classic Edition systems. It just doesn't feel right that they're doing this with like a drip feeding system. which it's like, you know, not only are we going to see like updates like, oh hey, we got the NES, you know, games for NSO, now we got the SNES, maybe we'll get Game Boy and 64 or GBA. We're also going to see a music update, so it's going to be a little strange seeing like, oh hey, you know, this is it guys, music update month. We're going to get to see some cool new banger titles, which you know, I do feel like video game music, you know, is overlooked quite a bit. A lot of people will say things like, oh, what kind of music do you listen to? I listen to video game music. And it's like, now I actually can, you know, dance on the haters there and say like, hey, check that out. You know, I'm listening to video game music with this official app for Nintendo. And it's going to be weird because I'm going to imagine just seeing people going around different places, whether it be work or the store, and just kind of, you know, maybe seeing someone, you know, just listen to the stuff, that kind of stuff on their phone, just peeking over, seeing that. And it's like, wow, it's crazy that we live in this time now. Nintendo certainly has become something new. Like I know they're trying to get into more stuff, entertainment, like, you know, theme parks. Looks like soon to be hotels. I know they did movies, but now they're doing, you know, music. So it's like, I feel like we could be on the way to see actual like physical music, like soundtracks. That'd be awesome. And if that was the case, you know, they're going to be scalped. Of course, we've seen them before, but it's like, they're only in Japan, or if they are, they're like extremely hard to come by, and they're very limited. Like, you know, those freaking sound selections I tell you about. Like, I've got a couple of physical OSTs for Nintendo games, but it's like there may be ones that like I'm not huge on, or it's, you know, it's a sound selection or something, and it's I don't know, nothing that's like insanely rare. Like there's like a literal like Diddy Kong like CD, I think, that's like shaped like his face, like the disc, and it's actually dangerous to use on DVD players or CD players, excuse me, that aren't bigger than it. So that's interesting. Nothing crazy like that. At least that is rare, right? I mean, it seems like it would be something rare, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe Nintendo will go into vinyls, like I was saying, but I do think this is pretty neat. They're gonna add more songs over time. I was just thinking before I signed off for the day, I was thinking like, man, you know, Jolly Roger Bay, that's got to be in there, and it is. I think it is. It's going to be. It showed upcoming Mario 64. Well, at least it will be. If it isn't, it will be coming soon, I'll say. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to use the music app. Just because I'm having some glitches with it. Some people were saying as well, like they're having issues finding it at first. It seems like all the issues were sorted out getting it going, but it's like, for me personally, I don't really need the app. Because I have means of being able to listen to my own music, and it is nice that I feel like it's better than doing like a Spotify thing. You know, like Nintendo, some people were saying like, oh, we'll put them on Spotify, and like there are some, you know, stuff out there that does create problems being on a different app, because I don't know exactly how well you can sync things together between two apps, but it's like, well, I think it was the smart move. And not only that, it is really cool that Nintendo has like an extension thing. Like they knew like that people were uploading music on YouTube and extending things, you know, like whether it be 30 minutes, an hour, 15 minutes, whatever. There's a little extending feature. I think that's really freaking cool. It looks like up to 60 minutes. So that's clearly, you know, tapping into the music, you know, OST uploaders on YouTube. But I did also see, it looks like there's ads potentially. I suppose that makes sense. But you know, the only way to access this, of course, is through Nintendo Switch Online. So I don't know. At least I thought it says on the App Store there's ads. So I don't know. Nintendo does this weird thing where it's like, oh, there's DLC. You know, for Nintendo World Championships, there hasn't been. Who knows if there will be? But they said that for Mario Party Superstars, there's DLC, and there never was. So it's like, maybe that's like a thing they're thinking of in the future. But it's a paid online membership you have to get in order to access this stuff. And I'm honestly surprised that it didn't do this sooner. But at the same time, people were like, surprised Nintendo did this at all. And it's really strange how they mentioned this after Xenoblade Chronicles X. What's going to happen today now? Are we going to get the next Nintendo console announcement when it's going to happen? Are we going to get another game? They also did an alarm clock earlier this month. So, I don't know. Nintendo's doing weird things. I don't know why they would announce this back-to-back. You know, two things. It's almost like this is a Nintendo Direct week. But, you know, with that being said, hope everyone enjoys your new music app. Heck yeah, we got some Kirby finally. Hopefully we get some Kirby next year, or some kind of news at least soon about, you know, a game. But we got something at least. It's weird to think that Kirby's now become like a series that's I guess we're not really getting a whole lot of games. Hopefully that doesn't continue, because Kirby really got a lot of different stuff. I understand that HAL Labs has been working on their next game feverishly, doing all kinds of different stuff. But that being said, hope you enjoy the new music app. Take care, and of course, don't forget to steel yourselves.